Hello and welcome to Cheat Sheet, a show where you, along with me, get introduced to some of the most fascinating aspects of filmmaking. Well, today we've left Mumbai at the crack of dawn for a 2-hour drive to get to the sets of Sony Liv's highly anticipated show Freedom at Midnight, where I've sought some time with Nikkhil Advani to pick his brain while he gives me a walkthrough of the set on what it takes to scale a show of this magnitude. So come.
Good morning.
Morning. I have left home at the crack of dawn to come to this
So welcome to Daisar. Daisar.
very fascinating thing that you have created.
Yeah.
How long has this been in the creation? Firstly, where are we? What do we see?
So you are on the main road of our set for the show Freedom at Midnight, which comes on Sony Live.
I've done an introduction before this, you should know. I've said a lot of good things about
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, so what it wasn't burnt. It wasn't full of soot
Mm-hmm.
till 3 days ago. We set it on fire day before yesterday because we were doing the direct action day riots, which happened in September 1946. So the entire a very large part of Kolkata was ravaged by Hindu and Muslim mobs reacting to Muhammad Ali Jinnah's speech. The direct action speech is a very provocative speech
Mm-hmm.
where he says, बंदूक हमारे पास, पिस्तौल हमारे पास भी है, हमें चलाना आता है. We will get down onto the streets, and even if we have to grab it by our hands, we will take Pakistan away from Hindustan.
I want to talk a little bit about the set and what
Yeah.
it takes to scale a show of this magnitude.
Everything. It takes everything to scale the show of this magnitude. It's beyond tiring. So yeah, so this is the big. So it took us, I think, about 80 to 90 days to build this set. And when we say 80 to 90 days, you just see the facade,
Okay.
right? Inside every one of these buildings,
Mm-hmm.
there is a set inside the building. So we've got 86 sets within this set,
Okay.
and we have these big different size rooms which are called magic rooms, where we keep converting
Mm-hmm.
based on schedule, based on actor reactions, based on actor dates, based on how fast the production team can convert. We keep changing the sets around, which is production friendly, so we don't have to spend so much money in right building. The most expensive thing, thing that I discovered for production design, art director, this thing is that when you put up 4 walls, it's expensive.
What do you mean?
Every time you put up 4 walls,
Okay.
it's expensive.
So you
don't
discovered that
you just
using
keep
a
the 4
magic
walls
room-
and just keep changing those 4 walls. So you're not spending the money to put up 4 walls.
So essentially, you're just
You're
propping it
painting,
differently.
propping, changing some very key elements that are there on the in that particular space,
in the room, yeah.
architectural space, so that if
So
the
tell me,
window,
what has one room become?
so
what-
it just keeps changing, right? So this room,
Mm-hmm.
where earlier it was, I think it was a costume room,
A costume room.
right? And I'm shooting here tomorrow, so it's empty right now,
Uh-huh.
right? It's completely empty. What I'm going, and now they've started converting this into a house.
Okay.
So there'll be a kitchen over here tomorrow. There'll be a bedroom over here where I need the bed because I want the child to be put underneath the bed, and his mother makes him hide under the bed while the riots are going outside, and I wanted the window behind that so that you can actually see day turning into night while he's hiding. When he comes back out, he sees his mother is violated over there, and you don't really see. Camera still stays just here, and you just see her feet full of blood, and this kid is just staring. That's the first shot of my show.
Okay.
Right. So Freedom at Midnight and is a very, very violent time also of our
Indian
country,
history, yeah.
right? Of our
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
It's extremely violent. Right. So this will get converted. We'll shoot here tomorrow for a day.
Wow.
Now, if I had to put this up separately, it would be a huge cost. Right. And so the kid, the scene is that he comes out from there after he sees his mother, he goes down this road, he'll keep going, walking down. So all this will set on fire tomorrow.
Wow. What does it take to set a set on fire?
A lot of money, but also takes a lot of planning.
Okay.
The more you plan, the less money you will spend.
Okay. How do you
Right.
mean?
Because you plan. So if you get the action team to come in and you get the SFX team, the special effects teams
Yeah.
to come in, and you say, okay, I want this door to be on fire, I want that section to be on fire, I don't want anything down over here, but as he comes over here, I want this thing of flames to come out as the child comes out. So you do what most people don't do is they don't do rehearsal and they don't plan. We plan and plan, and we are maniacs as far as planning is concerned. That's how we did the Mumbai Diaries floods.
Yeah.
That's how we did Rocket Boys. I mean, at a budget that it was incredible. If people find out what the budget of Rocket Boys is, they'll laugh and they'll say it's not possible. Right? Most of Hollywood will scoff and say, "How did it possible you do it? You don't do it. You do it and you give us a bad name."
But
So-
what are the things that can possibly go wrong on shooting?
Everything can go wrong, right? Set can catch on fire.
You are such an optimist.
Set can catch. No, set can catch on fire. So I have these guys now. They have these orange jackets and they're standing and I'm screaming at them and say, "Get the fuck out of my frame!" But they are standing over there with a fire extinguisher just to. And and tomorrow is going to be one 8-year-old boy alone on this set, right? So he comes around and it's on fire and he goes from house to house trying to open the door to say that my mother is dying. Oh, please come, open. Then he goes to the police station. So that right now is a house. Tomorrow, when you see it, it will be a police station. So my art team will work today, the whole day, and they will make this into a police station.
And this you've discovered is just a very cost-effective way of.
It's the only way. It's not. There's no other way of doing it. It's not something that we've discovered. It's what possibly Asif did in Mughal-e-Azam. It's what possibly Amir and all did with Lagan.
Yeah.
When you're doing period and when you're doing so much set work,
Yeah.
the most important thing is just to plan and schedule, and because you have to use it effectively, right? So this became Kolkata, this same street, right? When we started shooting about 50 days ago was Lahore. So everything was different, right? The grills were different. There was more Islamic kind of grills. You would not have seen the first floor because a lot of the it was like a bazaar in say Lahore, where a lot of those kintans and all were on top to make it look a little. So again, clever.
Yeah.
It's very clever to basically, the best thing about art direction and production design I have discussed is how you can hide stuff. Right, so people don't understand that it's the same space. So when you see this, earlier was Lahore, and there was a massive riot over there. So these pillars that you are seeing over here,
Yeah.
with the grills on top, were not there. There was just there were rows and rows of all the footpaths were full of vendors, and and of course, then you with DI you change with color grading and DI, now modern stuff, you change this was going to be cool because it's Kolkata, that is going to be warm because it is Lahore.
Right.
The ground that you
Yeah.
have right now, when we did Lahore, was red. So we put lal matti on it, so it just looks completely different.
Yeah.
It looks complete. This door was very different. This gate was very different, right? So yeah, it was more Islamic. It was more red brick. The whole thing was more red brick because we decided from a look point of view, where the DOP, myself, the production designer, art director, the referencing, they all come together, and we decided that Pakistan will be brick,
Okay.
right? And Kolkata will go into cobblestone.
Mm-hmm.
Delhi will go back into brick. parts of Kolkata will be down market, and poor parts of Kolkata will also be upscale, and so that's where we started. You have the tram.
Yeah.
We set the tram on fire the day before yesterday, right? And we've set the tram on fire several times. We got so excited, we got a tram. Somebody told me, oh, my executive producer came and said, I can afford to give you a tram. We said, okay, we'll do every scene in the tram. Tram mein sab kuch karenge, right? So now, if you see behind you guys, we are going to shoot day after tomorrow in this gully, right? And which made my DOP Malay Prakash he's a I mean, I don't know, he's genius, but he's also very difficult because he likes to okay, I'm shooting away, so we have to skim this area because he doesn't want natural sun to come. I will create my sun. I will have more control.
So
this becomes this thing now. From if you see the bamboos on top, you will now from tomorrow tonight, the whole set will have a skimmer on top.
Okay.
That allows me to when we are shooting in real location on a set like this, you're so controlled by light.
Okay.
Sun. Suddenly cloud came.
Correct.
The sun went. Oh shit, we can't. We have to reshoot.
So that saves you.
So the minute you take that control away or lack of control away, I can do so much more work. I can, and when we are working with prosthetics, right? Half our scheduling is that, oh, Gandhi is coming. So 4 ghanta prosthetics. Nehru is coming. Now Nehru is I mean, I can say it because that Nehru Siddhant, right?
Yeah.
I cast Siddhant. Siddhant called me up and he said, I want to do it.
And you've shown me a still where I would have never been able to tell.
And most people, I showed Pratyush
the
still first. And he said, oh, you're such a good looking boy. Look, what have you done? Why you made him so old? So I said, no, but Nehru was also a good looking man. So he said, yeah. So perfect. And the thing with the casting of Freedom at Midnight has been that usually what happens is the casting director Kavish Sneha, who casted Rocket Boys for me, he casted Mumbai Diaries for me.
Yeah.
And when he started working on Freedom at Midnight 2 years ago, and the last person we cast was Nehru.
Oh.
The last person.
Why is that?
Because Chirag, who's playing Gandhi, looks like Gandhi, right? We got it, and he's such a brilliant actor. He was brilliant in Scam, major actor on Gujarati stage, endorsement from Hansal as a actor, which is very big for me. And we got him correctly. I had worked with Rajendra Chawla. He's playing a role in my film Veda, so I said I want him and he did a superb test for Sardar. Nehru we couldn't find Nehru because Indians have pakoda noses. And Nehru has a very, very sharp nose, right? So the minute I saw Jubilee, I said, yeah, this boy, will he do it and will he not do it? So Siddhant thought that I thought, what a good actor. I said, yeah, their nose both achha hai. Their nose correct hai. And he did a look test for us and he blew us away and then, so,
What does it take to get history right?
Research.
And you had the time.
We were going to start last February. We started this January. We were going to start last February and we went through the episodes and Shaugato, myself and Danish sir didn't feel that it was up to the mark and we said, we need to write. So they said, how much more time you need to write? I said, I need 1 more year.
1 year?
We wrote for 1 more year.
You got a year?
We were 10 days away from shoot. We had gone and done the recce all over the north of India. And we were actually going to start now we've reversed it. So we did the set now and now we're going to the north. We were going to start the north then. I said, I need to write more. We wrote again. And they said, good, right. So
that's also good advice, I think, for a show like
it is only for any show, and for anything, it is just the writing. It's just the writing room. It's just being able to sit with different minds who are challenging themselves and saying, we got some research from here, we got some this thing. I read this obscure article. Hey, something has just come out on this. Now today you have so many different things, right? On Reels, something has just come out. AI. They've done. I saw day before yesterday. Somebody showed me some footage of Mountbatten with the interim government, and they've colored. They've imagined the color of some conversation with Nehru and Patel. so interesting, no?
Yeah.
So yeah, they've seen the rush.
I know that you had Sony on board from the get-go, but talk to me a little bit about what it takes to pitch to a production, to an OTT player. At what stage do you usually have them come on board?
I don't think that you can make a show like Freedom at Midnight or like what Hansal is doing with Gandhi
Mm-hmm.
uh, without the studio platform already being on board,
Okay.
right? If I had to take this to Sony,
Now.
the conversation would have been that much easier because it was we had done Rocket Boys and we had had a good time with that. So it would have been an easier conversation to have. They would have had it. They possibly would have had a second and third conversation. But I think it would have stopped at some point. Over here, the reason why you and I are doing this right now is because those two people and Sony, Danish and Shaugat were already wanting to do this. They wanted to take Rocket Boys to the next possible level.
Yeah.
And so so as a pitch, I think it would be very difficult to pitch a show like this to any platform. We are doing something for Amazon, and which is massive, 1857 to 1915. And Aparna came to me with it. He said, I want you to do it. Right. So it's not as if I can pitch something of this scale to a platform. They need to have already bought into it.
Okay. Yeah. But for someone who hears pitches all the time, what has become like guardrails at ME Entertainment when it comes to greenlighting projects at your end? Because there's so much content today, right? Everyone wants to say and make something.
I think different. How is it different? How is it? There's several things, right? How is it different? How are we compromising on the events of history, or will we have to compromise on the events of history? Are the characters compelling enough? Are they proud? Is it inspiring? I think these are the big things that we are looking for in the OTT space, right? In the film space, again, when we do Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway, that particular script was in several production companies on several people's desks. When it came to me, I said, I'm doing it, right? When Airlift came to me, I said, why am I not doing it, right? So I don't know. I think that's the first thing. And the second thing, I think the most important thing is, can we do it? हम कर पाएंगे कि नहीं? Will we be able to do it with the kind of with the kind of madness and the kind of, will we be able to pull it off? Will we be able to get the right actor, right? If for instance, I was given Family Man and I would not be able to get Manoj Bajpayee, I would not do it.
Okay.
Manoj is perfect for that role, right? Yeah. I mean, and so, but there are so many these things where, if I want to get, like in the case of Mumbai Diaries, the Mohit Raina character could have been anybody. It's Aparna who came and told me that, have you seen Mohit Raina? I said, yeah, Madhav. I've not, and my reaction was very snooty and snobbish. Yeah, how can he be in this? No, she said, meet him. I've become a lifelong friend of mine. He's fantastic. Right? So can we actually pull it off is a very big aspect of whether we want to take on this. There are lots of stuff that we've heard and we've said we can't do it, man. That there are, and especially in the feature film space, when it comes to us and I go to them and lots of people come and say कि आप लोग इतना काम कर रहे हो, ये कर रहे हो. You get me Akshay Kumar, and you get me Vicky Kaushal ke, I've imagined Vicky Kaushal.
Can be a segment on shit producers
I've
get
imagined Vicky Kaushal in this film. Go to you imagine in your house, yeah. Please, ऐसा नहीं होता है, so from a point of view, because we also know कि Vicky Kaushal is busy for the next 3 years. वो तो कर ही रहा है काम, and you feel so bad sometimes that how could he have said no to this good script? Because he's hearing 10 scripts that are better than this. It's not that these guys are just doing rubbish, right? They're so well planned with their lives, which is that I will do this because I want to buy a Duplay flat.
Sure.
So they're very clear.
Yeah.
But then I will do this. I will do a Manik Shaw and I'll do a Sam Bahadur where I will dedicate 2 years of my life. Or I'll do a Udham Singh where I will dedicate 2 years of my life. And I've done Udham Singh, I've done Manik Shaw. So Vicky now they say, I want to do masala.
Correct.
मुझे मसाला करने, right?
Yeah.
And I'll do that masala for a bit, and then I'll get. He's already thinking. He's that already been pitched 3 other things which he's choosing what to do, right? Yeah. Chava and this and that. So It's whether we as a production, we are only 13 years old, right? We've done some good work, we've done some shitty work, but can we pull it off? Can we do that?
What sets a good producer apart?
Where if they know their limitations, I think that's very important. If they know their limitations, our ambition is always higher than our budget.
Okay.
Our ambition or ambition of all the directors who are working in MA are much higher, and that's something that Madhu, who's my production partner, will complain every time. She'll tell me that why do you allow the directors to think that way? There's no other way to think.
Yeah.
There's no other way to think. So the ambition, even this, I think that the budgets that we are working with is immense for Freedom at Midnight, but the ambition is more.
Yeah.
So how are we able to stretch that rupee?
Yeah, with magic rooms and
Magic.
whatnot.
That's what happens. Magic rooms. Come.
Fascinating world.
Yeah.
What
so-
are you? I mean, it's taken nearly 3 years of your life.
Yeah. Happy. 3 years of my life to be doing something like this, yeah. You know, it doesn't.
You feel like you're steeped in history.
It doesn't. It's like a boon to be able to say this, to be able to put this down, so that somebody 20 years from now and 30 years from now and 40 years from now will be able to reference this and say, listen, this show was made, you know. So we are that much more careful. We are that much more prepared. We are that much more aware of the responsibility, right? That we have to get this absolutely right.
What are you most proud of?
The writing. I think that for the book, that's one of my favorite. Each episode is better than what is there in the book. The writing is incredible. Incredible writing.
Can't wait to see what you've made. Thank you for having me on set.
Not at all, Baba. Thank you for coming.
It was really, really, really fascinating, and we need history to be just shown
Yes,
like this to make it
absolutely.
accessible.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.